to, I'll send you the list.
She's
You
with
know?
the
Okay.
engineering.
Yeah, I saw the deal, but I didn't know if she was with me. All right.
And these are all,
Citizens
visitors
forum.
forum.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, that's what all of it,
It's our, always is, always has been, always will be.
all against. That should be the question, huh? Yeah.
Doing all right, Rudy?
Think so. How about you?
Doing well. Doing well. You settling
Yeah.
into the
All
new
that
office?
Yeah.
for today.
I hadn't moved everything yet. I'm still,
And you're gonna go down with me on the first.
it was right next to where I was.
First day.
Well, when they come protest, I'll come get you.
I'll do the other one first.
I was going to get one of these for Home Depot.
Tuxedo, if I'd known
I
that.
think that's a look at it.
I'm just gonna pay you $30 to go on right there.
Yeah.
$550.
These, what is this, steel? Okay, coming in.
It's just a,
On the day you were back.
See if I get
I hope that's a long way away.
They like to walk around.
All right.
I want to make a little shot.
She the one that's doing the presentation? They like to walk around.
Mhm.
Yes.
No receiving.
No, no. You can hang everything from the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Yeah. It is 7 o'clock. We do have a quorum. We'll call the city council meeting order. First item on the agenda is invocation. We give by myself, and then the pledge of both American and Texas flags, led by Mayor Pro Tem Durham. Gracious Almighty God, we thank you so very much for all the many wonderful things you do for us. We thank you for always being with us and never leaving us by our side, making sure that we are never alone, but we always have you. We can always count on you. Sometimes we don't understand your ways, but your thoughts are not our thoughts. Your ways are not our ways, but we know that you do love us, and we thank you for that, Almighty God. We ask your special blessing on those who are underprivileged, those who are sometimes under siege, those who are hungry and thirsty, those who have no place to live. We ask that you help us to see them in your light, that we might see others through your eyes, that we might see when we look into each other's eyes, that we might see you, and that others might see you through us. We ask your special blessing on those who fight around the world for justice and truth and freedom, especially those service people around the world, and those here at home who fight and protect us as our first responders each and every day. We thank you again for all that we do. We ask that you help us tonight and guide us and help us to make decisions that would be pleasing unto your sight. In your most holy name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
So good. We have a couple of proclamations I'd like to present tonight. If I could ask Kristen Green to come forward, please. Hi, Kristen.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Sean. I'm going to let y'all speak here in a minute. Would y'all like to speak before we do the proclamation? Tell everybody about yourselves and what you do? Sure. Okay. Come on down here. Come on down. Boy, I'm glad to see you here. Hi. Can I shake your hand? What's your name? My name's Dean. What's yours? Declan. Hey, Declan. Nice to see you, sir. Glad you came down. Before I do the proclamation, I'm going to let them speak a little bit and tell them a little bit about why they're here tonight and what this proclamation means to not only them, but to our city and to our state.
My name is Kristen Green. I'm a civil engineer. I live and work in the city of Louisville. I'm also the Dallas Branch ASCE president-elect. We are having our 100-year, the Texas section is having our 100-year anniversary this year. Back in 1913, after a Texas Good Roads conference, a group of civil engineers got together and decided that they wanted to start meeting on a regular basis. And so it's grown into what we know today as the Texas section of the civil engineers, and we have 2 meetings every year, and we are just celebrating the past 100 years of success and looking forward to the next 100 as well. Do you guys want to say something? This is a group of our of civil engineers from the Dallas branch and the Texas section as well that are here to support the proclamation tonight.
You want to go ahead and introduce everybody?
Why don't y'all introduce yourselves?
I'm Sean Merrill. I'm the president of the Dallas branch.
Driscoll Tubbs, I'm past president of Dallas branch, and I work here in Louisville, John Burns Construction Company, and civil engineer.
Art Hunter, I'm the construction technical lead for the Dallas branch.
I'm Chula Elapola, and I'm a geotechnical engineer, geotechnical, anything to do with your foundations and anything underground that's needed.
And I'm Mark Roberts, and I'm the Water Resources Chairman or Chair of the section of ASCE, dealing with floodplains and that kind of thing.
Great. We certainly want to thank all of you for taking time out of your schedules and time away from your families and friends tonight and coming up here and receiving this proclamation. It truly does mean a lot to not only our community but our state, the work that you've done and your predecessors have done over the past 100 years. And when I read this proclamation a little bit, you'll learn a little bit how some things were done in the past 100 years that they weren't done quite the way they are now. But it's really neat the way these things happen, and what's even more amazing is what they've accomplished in the last 100 years. When you look back, and our next proclamation is going to be Louisville's 88th birthday, and when you look back and see what Louisville was like 100 years ago, what the state was like 100 years ago, you can see the difference. So we want to give them a thank you. With that, I want to say, whereas over the last 100 years, Texas civil engineers have taken a sleepy, undeveloped state and transformed it into the economic and technological powerhouse for the entire nation. And whereas the organization known as the Texas section of the American Society of Civil Engineers was started in July of 1913 by a group of 7 engineers after a Texas Good Roads meeting in Corpus Christi. And whereas following the meeting in Corpus Christi, invitations were sent out announcing a Texas meeting to be held during the State Fair of Texas to formalize the organization, which was held in the Old Red Courthouse in Dallas on October 31st, 1913. Whereas over 10,000 civil engineers face the major technological challenges of our time, from rebuilding towns devastated by natural disasters to designing roads and highways that will speed our country through the 21st century. And whereas civil engineering is vital for the health, safety, comfort, and quality of life for all Texans by providing roads and bridges, safe drinking water, stable structures, storm and wastewater systems, and sustainable infrastructure. And whereas during 2013, we will celebrate the past 100 years while preparing for the next 100 years, we will look more than ever to engineers and their knowledge and skills to meet the challenges of the future. Now, therefore, I, Dean Euchard, Mayor of the City of Louisville, Texas, along with all the members of the City Council and citizens, do hereby proclaim the year 2013 as American Society of Civil Engineers Texas Section Centennial Celebration Year. Let's give them a big round of applause. Mr. City Manager, would you come down and join me, please, sir? The reason I'm asking our city manager, Mr. King, come down because he's the only person in this room, I think, that's older than I am. So I wanted to make sure that he could come down because we're gonna, well, he looks anyway, doesn't he? We're gonna do a proclamation about our birthday. It's our birthday, and we want to tell you a little bit about the city, and nobody better than Mr. King can tell you a little bit about it. He is quite a historian, believe it or not, and I always accuse him of having just having a photographic memory because he can recall so much. And I will say in his latter years here, he is having a little trouble remembering some of it, as staff, I'm sure, will tell you. But he is really good at having a great memory and being able to recall certain situations. So with that, whereas in 1844, the Holford and King families, not related, families were the first to settle in the area of modern-day Louisville, naming it the Holford Prairie Settlement. And whereas in 1855, Basdale Lewis purchased the Holford and renamed the settlement Louisville after his family name. And whereas in an effort to better protect the community after a series of devastating Main Street fires, Louisville's 815 residents held an election on January 15, 1925 to decide the issue of a municipal incorporation. And whereas by a margin of 109 in favor to 92 opposed, voters approved incorporation as a city of Louisville. And whereas Louisville has grown as a community since that day, in 1925, currently boasting a population of about 35,000 households, accounting for more than 100,000 people. Now, therefore, I, Dean Euchert, Mayor of the City of Louisville, Texas, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2013 as Louisville's 88th birthday, proclaimed this 7th day of January 2013.
Thank you, sir.
You want to say a few words? Let's get a picture and I'll let you talk. Get over and say a few words.
Well, 88 years, it's not the 100 years for the engineers, but we're counting. We're getting closer every day, and I'm sure in 2025 we'll have a big celebration. In 2025, coincidentally, is the target date for the Vision 2025 plan, which we're about to kick off. And so anybody out in the community who's interested in trying to affect and influence how the community looks and feels and works in the year 2025, I'd encourage you to get involved in that process and celebrate Louisville's birthday the right way when it comes around in, 12 more years. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Lead happy birthday. You want to hear that.
Next item on the agenda is the Visitor Citizens Forum. At this time, any person with business before the council not scheduled on the agenda may speak to the council. No formal action can be taken on these items at this meeting. We do have several cards here filled out. Lindsay Holiday, I'm sorry. If you would, as you come forward, if you just give your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Holiday. My address is 201 Oak Brook Drive, Louisville, Texas, 75075. I'm here as the president of Old Town Business Association. I'm here representing our membership, including business owners, building owners, and merchants of Old Town. It has come to our attention that the Wayne Ferguson Plaza project that was slated to begin mid-January 2013 is being put on hold and will be rebid mid-July with construction starting in October of 2013. As a consensus, OTBA believes that delaying this project will be detrimental to business in Old Town. To the city, it may be just a few months that they are putting it off, but delaying the project ultimately delays the completion for 2 years. The city has invested a great deal of time and money with the relocation of City Hall and the MCL Theater. The completion of the plaza is the capstone to these other projects. The combination of these projects will provide a positive impact to the area, which will provide more opportunities for commerce as well as a general overall well-being to the area. Business owners on their own have recruited other businesses and offices to relocate to Old Town from other cities, based on this project being completed in the near future. In addition, many of these business owners and property owners have deeded their land to the city, as well as convinced others to follow suit in order to further this project for the greater good of the community. We believe that there has to be a way for this council and city staff to work around the issues that are currently delaying this project yet again. We're asking you to reconsider delaying the project any longer. OTBA as an organization has been more than cooperative in the past, and we intend to be cooperative in the future. We're here to work with everyone. We would like to work together to see this project through to completion following the original timeline. Thank you very much for your time and consideration. If you have any questions, they could be directed towards myself or any members of OTBA. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Bill Peck?
Bill Peck, 105 West Main, Louisville, right across the street. Also, in regards to the plaza, a couple of things that have heard and or assuming as possible issues with this has been Western Days. And one thing that we'd like, as some of the business owners down here who both benefit from Western Days and participate in Western Days, that we'd like to throw out is, why does it have to be finished by Western Days? In the construction industry, just having something under construction is a major pull for that area. People seeing progress is a benefit. Whether it's done or not, it's still progress. I mean, there was like 20 years of, we thought City Hall was going to be over here and nobody ever heard about it, and so didn't get a whole lot of enthusiasm in that direction during that time frame. Then it got here and it's been busy, like Lindsay pointed out. But you know, security, I think, and safety of that is obviously an issue, but I think that's something that's dealt in every other city I've ever seen. You know, they do skyscrapers with thousands of people walking around the base of it every day, and something like a park, I think we can deal with. We could push the boundaries of Western Day to the south, to the east, to the west. You know, we need to maybe think outside the box a little bit. You know, and our experience is, you know, when you rebid something, it's never coming back in cheaper. If you wait 6 months to get it rebid, it's going to be more expensive. So the only way to really get anything cut down is going to be due to cutting something out of the program, which, you know, that's logical. And, you know, obviously, I respect city manager's decision. If the bids didn't come back in accurate or the way that they were supposed to be, he did exactly what he was supposed to do by not accepting those. But what we're asking for is to go ahead and get this back under road and you know, get that corrected and get it back in order for us. You know, there's a lot of things pending right now. There's businesses or properties that are under contract, and like Lindsay pointed out, everything's been all on promises. You know, and so even some of the funding that they said when we were supposed to sign over the land, part of the deal was we were going to give up some of the funding if we didn't do it real fast. So here we are. Well, okay, now we can wait another 6 months. Sounds like a carrot. Anyway, I appreciate your time. Thanks.
Thank you. Sharon Ellis?
Sharon Ellis, 340 West Walter Street, Louisville, Texas. And I'm here as a property owner, as well as I do serve on several committees for the city, and long time. In fact, I think maybe my folks were here when they incorporated. So, but I just want to support Lindsay and what she says from our business point of view, and Bill from what he says about his architect background, and also serving on the Old Town Preservation Society which we have struggled a long time to develop and push and preserve what we have over here. So I just want to say, you are our voices, our property owner voices, and I'm asking you to carefully look at this project and what it means to us in the large picture. I feel that we really need to move forward as we did with this building and then as we have done with the theater. And it's a continuing project, and I hope that you will really take a closer look at the details and find us a way to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Greg Tierney?
Good evening, Council. Greg Tierney, 228 North Keeley, Louisville, Texas. I'm speaking as a business owner and as a resident. I bought a house recently, about 2 years ago, here in Old Town, about 2 blocks from City Hall. And, of course, I have a restaurant on Main Street. Speaking in regards to the same project, the Plaza project, as I understand it, we have 2 issues at hand, one of which is a property acquisition issue, which is possibly delaying the progress of this particular project. And as I understand it, too, there are a couple of ways around that property acquisition issue. A few years ago, as I heard, that this project could continue without the participation of certain properties, and the project could be built around that property. And if that's not the case today, there certainly are other avenues that can take place that this body right here has the authority to move forward with. Sometimes that decision isn't easy, but sometimes that decision needs to be made. The second issue that seems to be holding up this project, potentially delaying the project, is the Western Days. We all understand that the project came back higher than expected, budget-wise, and part of that reason was because it wasn't going to be completed in time for Western Days. And of course, we certainly can't justify spending close to $1 million to squeeze this in before Western Days. So as I believe it, these are the 2 issues that we're dealing with. I do want to sidestep real quick and speak on behalf of a business associate of mine, Aaron McWhorter. He is not able to be here tonight. He's out of town, but he did want me to speak to the council on his behalf. Aaron, as you may or may not know, owns 4 buildings in Old Town. Property value is about $2 million, 3 of which are right here in the Main Street corridor on the north side, which is directly affected by this project. He did tell me to let you know that he has lost 2 leases due to the planning of this project, and he's had to make amendments to one of his leases because of what he believed to be the progress of this project and what now is becoming not the progress of this project. One of those leases is Blue Anjou. You may have noticed that they have moved. Fortunately, they still are in the city of Louisville, but they are not in the Main Street corridor anymore, and that's probably a business that we would want to keep in the Main Street corridor of Louisville. It's a business that's bringing people in, multiple people, numerous people every hour on the hour, so that's kind of a good business to have that I think that we would want down here. One point that I want to bring out, part of the frustration level that the merchants, building owners, brokers are possibly feeling from this news could possibly be related to your frustration level and other people in the city to a project such as I-35. This is a project that's been in the works for a long time. This is a project that continues to be delayed, I-35. The frustration level that you all understand and feel about the I-35 expansion project is similar to what the merchants, brokers, and business owners are possibly feeling down here, where we're being proposed a project and it appears that it's being delayed and delayed. This project's been on the books since the conception of this building. When this building was being, what would the term be, charretted, when there were charrettes being looked at for this building. There was a plaza project across the street that was a part of the proposed plan. It started off that way. It got moved to the side. It had been talked about for years and years. So this project has been in the works for 15 years. I understand that Western Days has been in the works. The city has been investing money in Western Days for 4 to 5 years. It has momentum, had momentum. And it's progressing. It's moving forward. I'm a big fan of Western Days. I think it's very important for the downtown area, for Louisville. I want to see it continue. I have an omelet in my restaurant named after Western Days. I do believe that the city, though we have been making the progress with Western Days, and the city has invested, I believe this year's budget's $280,000 for Western Days. The city also has invested in Old Town for many years and many of millions and millions and millions of dollars. And I believe this particular project is kind of the culmination of the City Hall project. It brings everything together. The MCL Theater, City Hall, this is the final piece of the puzzle. I know that it's not on the books to be taken off. It's going to happen. My concern is when it comes up for rebid again, what might be the issue then? Could there be more budget problems? I respectfully ask, not delay this project, move forward with it as soon as possible. If we have to adjust Western Days, somehow logistically, I know it's not easy, I would love to see that happen. If that can't happen, we have to cancel Western Days for 1 year. I would personally be in favor of that to get this project moving. If that were to be the case, we could simply take the budget for this year's Western Days, roll it into 2014, make the largest Western Days ever, bring in the largest name that we've ever seen, show off our beautiful brand new plaza at that same time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Also have cards here from all these people I'll say they're in support of the previous speakers. Let's put it that way, because there is nothing on the agenda. But they did not wish to speak. Travis Holloway, Kent Ellis, Judy K. Ferguson, Amanda Ferguson, Corey Strange, Joe Strange, and Scott Strange. I will just say this, it's not on the agenda, so we can't really discuss this, but I will say this. I don't think there's, I think Mr. Tierney can testify to this too. There's nobody in this city with more passion for this park to be done than us up here, and especially myself and Councilman Durham, in that we've been on the council before this thing was ever even a vision. It wasn't quite 15 years ago, but it's been several years ago. And we were on the council when we decided to look at putting City Hall over here in Old Town, this current building. We were told we were crazy by a lot of the people in the city. Some people still agree that it wasn't a good move. I think it was. But we forged ahead. And the same thing with the MCL Grand. So there's no more passion than what we have that's in there. Yet at the same time, we want to make sure it's done right, just like the MCL Grand. It took a long time to get that right. This building took a long time to get right. We're not going to put this off any longer than we had to get it done right. The problem with it coming in with only 2 bids was the problem. And when you only have 2 bidders and it's up around $1 million over budget, you have to relook at it, and you can't just say, okay, take that lowest bid and go. There were some problems. We are going to look at it and look into it. But there's no one with any more passion for this. We were here doing this probably more for most of the business owners that are here now are here. And so we're trying to do this and get it accomplished because this is what we want for our city. So, but we do thank you for your interest and your comments very much. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. All the following items on the consent agenda are considered to be self-explanatory by the council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests. For a citizen to request removal of an item, a speaker card must be filled out and submitted to the city secretary. Did not have any cards filled out. I know one suggested remove anything. Councilman Gilmore?
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion by Councilman Gilmore to approve the consent agenda and a second by Councilman Guerrero. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is item 3, consideration of an acceptance of property located on a portion of 432 High School Drive, further identified as a portion of Lot 2, Block 4, James DeGan subdivision, being conveyed to the city of Louisville, Texas, by donation deed from Ricky Brantley. TxDOT has begun right-of-way acquisition of certain properties that lie within the planned expansion of Interstate 35. A portion of the property located at 432 High School Drive was acquired by TxDOT. The remaining portion of the property is unbuildable due to the size and is being donated to the city by the property owner. Recommendation is that council accept the portion of Lot 2, Block 4, James DeGan subdivision being conveyed to the city of Louisville, Texas by the Brantley donation deed. Councilman Guerrero?
Move to approve as presented. Second.
Have a motion by Councilman Guerrero to approve as presented, a second by Councilman Ferguson. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor, I'd like to thank
I'm sorry.
Mr. Brantley for this donation. Yes,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Item 4 is consideration of an ordinance authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $15,705,000 to City of Louisville, Texas combination contract revenue and special assessment refunding bonds, Series 2013, Louisville Castle Hill Public Improvement District Number 2 project, the Series 2013 refunding bonds, in accordance with the terms of the trust agreement, authorizing the defeasance and refunding of $14,590,000 of the outstanding City of Louisville, Texas combination contract revenue and special assessment refunding and capital improvement bonds, Series 2002, Louisville Castle Hills Public Improvement District Number 2. The Series 2002 bonds are the refunded bonds. Approving and authorizing the execution of a trust agreement, authorizing a final offering statement pertaining to the issuance of the Series 2013 refunding bonds, delegating authority to authorize officials to finalize certain sale terms relating to the Series 2013 refunding bonds, finalize an escrow agreement, and finalize a bond purchase agreement, providing an effective date and containing other matters related to the Series 2013 refunding bonds. Denton County Freshwater District Supply Number 1D has requested the city to authorize and approve the issuance of up to $15,705,000 of said bonds above for the proposed refunding and defeasing a portion of the 2002 bonds and to pay the cost of issuance of the bonds. Recommendation is council consider the ordinance as set forth in the above caption. Councilman Durham?
If there's no further discussion, I move to approve.
Second. We have a motion by Councilman Durham to approve, a second by Councilman Ferguson. Councilor?
This is an ordinance authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $15,705,000 City of Louisville, Texas combination contract revenue and special assessment refunding bonds, Series 2013, Louisville Castle Hills Public Improvement District Number 2 project, the Series 2013 refunding bonds, in accordance with the terms of a trust agreement, authorizing the defeasance and refunding of $14,590,000 of the outstanding City of Louisville, Texas combination contract revenue and special assessment refunding and capital improvement bonds, Series 2002, Louisville Castle Hills Public Improvement District Number 2 project, the Series 2002 bonds or the refunded bonds, approving and authorizing the execution of a trust agreement, authorizing a final offering statement pertaining to the issuance of the Series 2013 refunding bonds, delegating authority to authorize officials to finalize certain sale terms relating to the Series 2013 refunding bonds, finalize an escrow agreement and finalize a bond purchase agreement, providing an effective date and containing other matters related to the Series 2013 refunding bonds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, were you finished, Councilor? You were finished, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5 is consideration of resolution removing Wells Fargo N.A. as trustee and appointing Wilmington Trust N.A. as successor trustee for the City of Louisville Combination Contract Revenue and Special Assessment Capital Improvement Bonds, Series 2005, from providing an effective date. The city is considering authorization of the City of Louisville, Texas Combination Contract Revenue and Special Assessment Refunding Bonds, Series 2013, as requested by Deaton County Freshwater Supply District Number 1D, which will result in the appointment of Wilmington Trust as successor trustee for the bonds. It is desirable that all bonds of the District 1D be serviced by the same trustee to provide more efficient and effective administration of the bonds in addition to the cost savings. Recommendation that the City Council consider resolution as set forth in the above caption. Councilman Ferguson?
Move to approve the resolution.
Second. Have a motion by Councilman Ferguson to approve, a second by Councilman Durham. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is item 6, a tabled item, consideration of a signed relocation agreement with Clear Channel Outdoor, Inc. to remove and or relocate signs adjacent to Interstate Highway 35E and State Highway 121 right-of-ways, and authorization of the city manager to execute all necessary documents related thereto. Recommendations that staff has asked us to table this item to the January 28, 2012 meeting. Councilman Vaughn?
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve tabling this item.
Have a motion to table the item to January 28, 2012 meeting by Councilman Vaughn.
Second.
A second by Councilman Ferguson. All in favor?
Mayor, hold on.
I'm sorry.
I want to make sure I'm not looking at this wrong. It'd be the 2013 meeting.
That is supposed to be 2013. Correct. That's a typo, and I didn't catch it. Thank you, sir. So the motion would be to January 28, 2013. Is that correct, Councilman Vaughn?
Pardon me?
The motion would be to table it to the meeting of January
yes.
28, 2013, not 2012.
That's correct, Mayor.
It was my fault for reading it
I
incorrectly.
restate the motion to table this item till January 28, 2013.
Thank you. Is still your second, Councilman Durham?
Yes.
Thank you, sir, for catching that. I apologize. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, down in reports. Nika? Bob? Chief? Melinda? Chief?
No, sir.
How we doing? Is everything going all right?
We're going to get rain. So
I know. I'm just waiting for you to get all excited about that.
I'm very excited about that.
I bet you are, Carol. Thank you so much. And Donna's gone. Brenda? Mr. Ferris? You didn't hurt Mr. Backus, did you? Oh, okay. Councilman Durham?
Nothing, Mayor.
Councilman Guerrero?
Just to let everybody know, school has started again, so watch the school zones. Thank you.
Councilman Gilmore?
If you get a chance, go to the city website. The annual Hearts and Roses Ball has been set for February 2nd. It's a fabulous event, and I'm sure you and your kids will enjoy it. That's all, Mayor.
Mr. King?
No, sir.
Councilman Ferguson?
Well, I usually have something on the MCL Grand, but I don't have anything with me tonight, so I would just say go visit their website. That'll save a lot of time. Thanks.
Councilman Vaughn?
Nothing, Mayor.
Liz?
No, sir.
Olivia, we want to thank you very much for being with us tonight. We appreciate your time, and thank you for doing such a good job, ma'am. And also, we want to thank you once again for being here with us tonight. We appreciate all you do. Thank you, sir. I do want to thank all the citizens and business owners that came out tonight and visited with us about the Old Town project. It is a true passion of ours to get this thing done. We do want to make sure we do it right, but we do want to make it, or get it done as fast as possible. In accordance with Texas Government Code Subchapter D, Section 551.071, legal issues related to Camelot Landfill, Section 551.072, property acquisition, and Section 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations, and we will now convene into closed session. We'll convene back into regular session. Is there any action to be taken, council?
Move to adjourn.
Have a motion to adjourn by
Second.
Councilman Ferguson, second by Councilman Durham. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.